Good evening, guys. It's working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. I normally don't do two updates in one day, guys, but we are getting a little bit of movement in the market, and I just wanted to bring you guys up to date on something that caught my eye. We've got. I told you in my last update earlier this morning that if price did break above 6,200, or excuse me, 6,300, at that point I would start to get a little more bullish and think that the probability that we might get up to at least 6,600 would be there. And I'm starting to see a bullish pattern. I'm not saying that it's there yet, guys, but this is starting to look like a possible reversal pattern. There's a pattern called Bulkowski's descending descending broadening wedge. I believe that's the name of it. Bulkowski's descending broadening wedge. Anyway, the guy's name is Bulkowski. Anyway, this pattern that we're seeing here, guys, where we're getting this this descending resistance line and this descending support line, where price is starting to respect both of these, operating within this this broadening wedge pattern that we have here, guys. This is a bullish pattern. Now, again, I'm not saying that it's going to play out this way, guys. It certainly may not. In fact, you know, this, as I told you guys, this 6,300 zone, as I told you in my earlier update, is going to be key. Again, guys, as I pointed out in my earlier update, that is right there, this 6280 support right around 6,300. That is a key support. Not just because we've seen it act as support and resistance many times here in the recent past, but also because that is exactly from swing high, swing low of this latest microstructure. That is exactly the 618 fib level, guys. So if we can, I will either be expecting one of two things: a major bounce from this to come right back down and break to the downside and retest. Let me get rid of this here and retest the 5850 support, or it's going to crash right through it. And if it does crash through it, that's going to be a very bullish sign, guys. And if it does break through that 618 fib, if it does break through 6,300, then that is going to then this pattern is going to be in play. And if this pattern is in play, guys, if this does go out to fruition, if this does end up coming up to this the top of this support zone, there's a very good chance that it could break out. In fact, there's a I think it's like a 70% chance on Bulkowski's descending broadening wedges where they do break out. Now, the target in a wedge like this would be the top of this first touch of the ascending resistance line. So it's going to be right here. So as you can see, guys, as I said in my update, that would also jive perfectly with what I said. The target would be of about 6,600 if we did break 6,300. So, and again, this might give us a double top, and we might break back down. But there's a very good chance that price might get up here if we break 6,300. In fact, if we break 6,300 decisively, I'm more than likely going to play a long position up here to at least 6,600. But yeah, if it does break the top of this this support, or excuse me, this resistance, which would be at about 6,470, somewhere thereabouts, guys, then Bulkowski's descending wedge says there's about a 70% chance it's going to rise and reach this target. So, you know, those are fairly good odds. So let's wait and see if it breaks to 6,300, guys, and see what happens here, guys. But right now, as I said, I'm starting to see some strengthening in the market. Now, this could be pure manipulation, guys. As I told you, that I'm very, very, very aware that this could be a bull trap, and we're going to hit this support and, or excuse me, this resistance and come crashing right back down. It's very possible. It's also very possible we hit the top of this resistance and come and completely reverse course and come right back down, guys. That's very, very possible, because I can count this a couple different ways, guys. This could be counted as a bullish pattern, or I could even count this as the end of my fifth wave. Excuse me, and I could count this as an expanding A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E, and then come right back down, guys. And yes, that I realize that if this would be the top of wave, that the B and the D wave would be higher. That's acceptable on an expanding triangle like that. So, you know, it really could be counted both ways, guys. But this, you know, if this is a reversal pattern, it's starting, I should say, this is starting to form what looks like a reversal pattern. We're not there yet. Let's wait and see how it reacts at this 6,300. If it even gets there, it might just fizzle out right now, guys. Who knows? But let's wait and see how it acts. But guys, there is some hope, is what I'm saying. I am seeing some life in the market. Now, if we come over here and we check our short positions, guys, we can see that the shorts on Bitfinex are just moving sideways. They have been for the last 10 hours or so. Not really. This latest increase in price has not liquidated shorts. People seem to be holding on to their shorts, which tells me that retail investors expect this market to continue to the downside. And if I check long positions here, looking at BTC longs, guys, we can see that longs are continuing to drop. So either people went into very quick positions at 5,800 and they're starting to take their profits, which I didn't see any longs, really any stack of longs at all down there. So that's not necessarily the case, guys. So again, retail investors think that this market is more than likely going to drop. Which means that the market makers are going to do what? The market makers want to take their money. The market makers are going to be after this. The market makers want to take out this. Now, again, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just saying, if they're going to manipulate the market, more than likely they're going to push it up to drive out to trigger these stops. Now, again, I told you guys I do think that we still have another leg down. So even in the short term, even if we do come up, if this does come to fruition, and even if we break up here to higher zones, guys, I still think there's a good chance we're going to drop back down and retest this 58.50 zone in the long run. May not happen in the short run, but in the long run. Now, if we do end up breaking up above 7,100, certainly if we break above 7,500, then I'm going to start to get a lot more bullish, and then I'll think that maybe this latest rise has legs. And it also depends on how this ends up playing out. If we end up coming up very impulsively like that, and we get a massive influx in volume, guys, then of course I'm going to start to get a lot more bullish. But right now we're just not having either of those. We're having a nice little increase right here, but we're not seeing the massive influx in volume that I would hope for. If the market had bottomed out that I was hoping for here, I think we're going to need to see a deeper retracement into this 5850 zone to 5770 zone before that's going to trigger the buy orders, or possibly even break down below lower than that. But I could be wrong, guys, and I hope I am. I'm a bull at heart, so let's hope that in the short term this pattern plays out, and then as I said, guys, we'll wait and see if we get any kind of a bounce right back down. But for the short term, guys, the bulls are showing some fight, and let's wait and see if we have any kind of follow through with that. Checking the let's go ahead and check our moving averages. Where are we here? There we go. Looking at Bitfinex here, guys, we can see that this is on the 4-hour. We can see prices risen above the 8-day EMA. I told you I wanted to see that. That's a very good sign. We're now testing, and we got a rejection at the 21-day EMA here, guys. If we can break above this 21-day EMA, and above the 8-day EMA on the daily chart, then that's going to be a sign of possible momentum shifting. As you guys know, on the 4-day, I'd like to see price above the 21-day EMA, and on the daily, I'd like to see price above the 8-day EMA. If we have both of those things, in my opinion, it's a very good, historically, has been a very good indicator of a momentum shift, at least in the short term. At least in the short term. We also have some news coming in. I don't know if you guys can see over here. We have Jim Cramer on Mad Money saying the tide is turning against Bitcoin, basically announcing that Bitcoin might be dying, which also makes me think the price might increase. So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there, guys. Again, not saying that this is going to happen, not saying that we are seeing the bottom, but I am saying that we're seeing some life. Maybe this candle here, this daily candle, is starting to look like a hammer, a reversal pattern. I'm not saying that is happening, guys, just saying it's a possibility, and all eyes are going to be on this 6,300. If we can get above 6,300, then I'm going to start to believe this pattern comes into play. If we don't get above 6,300, guys, this is just more than likely stop hunting, and they're going to bounce off here, and we're going to come right back down into S5850. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it there. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, I certainly appreciate an upvote or a re-steam, or a like, depending on where you're viewing this, guys. Lets me know that you guys enjoy the content. And until next time, guys, please trade safe. This is Workin, signing out.